What's up, guys and gals? Amir Mask here. Today's video, we're going to pull away a little bit from the corona stuff, the COVID-19 stuff, and we're going to talk about a little bit on the 5G stuff. And I'm going to mention a couple of studies that were done. And this is super important. I know a lot of you out there like to watch these conspiracy videos on 5G, and you like to say that, people like me and other people are tinfoil hat wearing people and all that kind of stuff. But the truth is, most of y'all have not actually ever read anything on 5G. And I'm not saying that to be harsh towards you or anything. It's okay if you just don't understand. But I think it's very important as human beings that we all admit to ourselves when we come across something that we don't fully understand, instead of just brushing it off and saying there's no way that Verizon or AT&T or any of these big companies would ever do something like that to us, or to say, oh, I don't think our government would ever do something, or oh, human beings wouldn't do that to each other, or whatever, whatever you want to tell yourself to help you sleep at night. But the truth is, it's okay if you don't understand some of this stuff. um there's plenty of people like myself and others on YouTube that are making videos on this right now, and have made them in the past. A lot of my motovlogs and stuff in the past, I've mentioned some of the 5G stuff. I've been talking about 5G off and on for years, and let's get into it. I just want you to know, I don't judge any of you. I read some of the comments you guys leave. Some of them are pretty harsh, pretty negative. Tinfoil hat, conspiracy, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about, yada, yada, yada. And that's fine. I get it. When people don't understand something, they tend to fear it. And if you don't understand the information that I'm putting out, you tend to react negatively towards it. And that's okay. But let's go ahead and get into it. Enough babbling. I'm just going to just name a couple of studies that were done on particular aspects of what 5G does to the human body. First is on the frequency of 60 hertz in the 5G spectrum. It makes it's absorbed by oxygen, essentially. 60 hertz is absorbed very well by oxygen. And since, the oxygen is in our body, it essentially, in theory, now I'm not saying that I know this for a fact, I'm saying in theory, this is what's been speculated, in theory, that the oxygen in our bodies could absorb the 60 hertz and then act as a antenna, so to speak. It absorbs it and then bounces it back out. So you can essentially be a tunnel, part of the network, so to speak, as weird as that sounds. The 60 hertz can come off the tower, fuse with the oxygen in your body, and then you become, you radiate it just a little bit. That was shown in a study. Now, to be more specific, let's get into like skin problems, for example. In Israeli, a study led by Dr. Yuri D. Feldman on 5G frequencies found that they can cause human sweat ducts to behave strangely. Now, I'm reading some of this stuff, so I get it word for word. I don't want to just spit it out. The study reports that human sweat ducts acts as an array of very small helix-shaped antennas when exposed to millimeter waves. That implies the human body could be even more conductive of those of the 5G frequency, specifically the 60 gigahertz. And a study on that particularly feared 5G frequencies of 60 hertz, referenced by the Center of Public Integrity. Sorry, my browser minimized for a second. Referenced by the Center of Public Integrity, concluded that more than 90% of the transmitted the millimeter waves power is absorbed in the epidermis and dermis layers, which in turn means it's not that good for your skin, it would appear. Then heart problems, a study from 1992. And this is to point out, like, I've said in past videos that, 5G has been researched for a very long time. I mean, some of these studies go all the way back to the 90s. right? I mean, they've been studying the 5G stuff for a while, and it's determined to be very harmful to living organisms, but it's swept under the rug. And people want to believe it's safe because they see it on fancy billboards. 5G is coming, or in some cities, major cities, it's already there. um, they'll be bringing it into Early County where I live very soon. It's already scheduled to be brought here. I really hope it doesn't make its way here, but it will inevitably. But heart problems. A study from 1992 reported that frequencies in the higher 5G spectrum, ranging from 53 to 78 gigahertz, impacted the heart rate variably in rats. In other words, higher spectrum 5G could probably cause heart problems in humans. And another Russian study on frogs whose skin was exposed to these millimeter waves found that they cause heart problems as well. Then there's eye problems. I've seen numerous videos and reports on eye problems. And, it's weird because I've had people ask me over the last year, like, just in passing conversation, like, hey, man, have your eyes, do they ever like vibrate every now and then randomly and all this stuff? Mine didn't used to do that. Now they do, kind of thing. I can admit mine do that. Mine do that from time to time. They'll just randomly start to vibrate for no reason. Like my vision messes up. And a lot of people are starting to experience that a lot lately. But in 1994, a study was carried out in Poland to determine whether or not millimeter, I don't know who that is, to determine millimeter radiation impacts the eyes, transmission of light through its lenses. They found that low level millimeter waves, the radiation from them, produce lens problems in rats associated with cataracts forming. So, there's studies that show that in rats and just in living organisms in general, your eyes can be greatly impacted by these frequencies that come off the 5G spectrum. So it says 5G could cause human beings to develop eye problems and cataracts, which, it also includes, the vibration of the eyes and all that kind of stuff. I mean, this is very real stuff. Immune system problems. In 2002, like I said, these studies go way back. I mean, there's over 500 studies done on this. In 2002, Russian studies that set out to explore the effects of the 42 gigahertz frequency that's in the spectrum of 5G determined that when healthy mice were exposed to them, they had a drastic reduction of activity with cells involved with immunity, about 50% reduction in rats in their immune system. In other words, 42 gigahertz frequencies close to the middle of the 5G spectrum can cause mice to suffer from immune symptom problems. That's something that we've been talking about in some of my previous videos when it comes to the COVID-19, the coronavirus. Is it's not that 5G, the spectrum of 5G or any of that, or the towers cause coronavirus. They didn't create coronavirus. They didn't mutate it. They didn't do anything like that. It's simply, it's so simple. If you can just, pause your brain for a second and just take in what I'm about to say. It's very simple. There are over 500 studies that show that this affects all types of organs in the human body. And it also weakens the immune system. When you weaken the immune system, a weaker virus, such as the COVID-19 coronavirus, that should not be doing as much damage as it is, I'll say again, it should not be doing this much damage, but it is now extremely deadly. It's not that the virus got stronger, it's that the immune systems have gotten weaker. And we just keep throwing up towers, hundreds of them a month. Over in the UK, in certain cities, on the top of almost every single light pole, they've got 5G repeaters. I've seen countless videos of bees dying around these towers. I've seen countless videos of birds that try to land on these towers and then they just fall from the sky. They just flutter to the ground and die. So it's killing birds, it's killing bees, it's killing small things. The trees, you can look this up on YouTube and look up photos all over the world. Trees that are near these towers, the sides of the trees that are facing the towers are dead. The bark is off. The leaves are off. They're completely dead. The side that is getting blasted by the radiation is dead. It's the weirdest thing. Half the tree's alive, half the tree's dead. Right down the middle. I mean, this stuff's very real. And I cannot wrap my head around why people want to just brush this under the rug and act like it's not a big deal. People like me and other people on here, we're trying to help you. We're trying to educate you on this stuff. We're not just wearing tinfoil hats. This stuff's very real. A lot of us have read I haven't read all 500 studies, obviously. I don't think anyone's read all 500 studies. Maybe there's some are. I don't know. Maybe some people have. But I've read enough of the studies to understand that this stuff's real. It's very real. And it can be extremely catastrophic to the entire planet. And what do I mean by that? I don't mean one tower. I don't mean one 5G tower. I mean towers all across the globe blasting out this radiation, blasting it up into the clouds, bouncing off the clouds, blasting it into the ground, bouncing off the pavement, bouncing off the sides of buildings, bouncing off and being absorbed by human beings and radiated out. This stuff's very real. So, yeah, I mean, I hope a lot of you wake up, and I don't mean that in a derogatory way. A lot of times when people say, you people need to wake up, you need to wake up, you need to wake up, it has a negative effect on people. It makes people feel like they get super defensive on it. So when I say, I hope that y'all wake up, I don't mean that in a derogatory way. I mean that in a sense of, I see something that you don't see yet. Other people on YouTube and on the internet and in forums and stuff see something, understand something that you don't get yet. And that's okay if you don't get it, if you don't understand it yet. I'm just asking you, to please get online, do some research. It doesn't take long to find the negative effects of 5G. I promise you, it takes like 10 minutes. 10 minutes to see a lifetime full of negative effects of 5G. It's very real stuff. I mean, it's been on CNN, it's been on CBS, it's been on Fox News, it's been on all this stuff. And as a matter of fact, let me see if I can find this one thing. The United States military, in one of these reports, the United States military even admits that it's harmful to human beings and their immune system. Even the United States military admits that it's harmful. So, I just encourage you, just do some research. Wake up a little bit. I don't mean that in a negative tone or anything like that. Just do some research. Get on YouTube, watch some of these videos. Now, I know a lot of these videos are not going to be professionally done, and you're going to, it'll be blacks and Mexicans and whites, and, it'll be a diverse group of people making these kind of videos. Right? Some of them are from the ghettos. Some of them are from rich neighborhoods. Some of them are from different backgrounds. But just because, don't watch a video and think just because it's some guy, let's take a black guy, for example, it's a black guy in the ghetto. Don't assume he's not intelligent. Don't assume that he doesn't know what he's talking about just because of the neighborhood you see him in. You understand what I'm saying? Because I feel like a lot of that's going on. I feel like a lot of people are watching these videos and they're saying right off the bat, that person doesn't look intelligent. Doesn't matter the color of skin. That person doesn't look intelligent. Therefore, I'm already going to come into this video assuming he doesn't know what he's talking about. That's the wrong outlook. Because like I said, it does not take long at all to Google this stuff. to look it up on YouTube, to do a little research, to see the video proof, to see the video evidence, to read the reports. That's all I'm going to say in this video. I don't want to make it too long, but as always, I'm Mirror Mask. I hope you guys have a good one. I hope you guys are staying safe. Hope you guys are changing your gloves and not touching your mask too much, and just, locking down in place, until all this is over, till it all blows over. But as long as these towers are here, as long as this 5G is continuing to roll out, our immune systems are gonna just keep getting weaker. If it's not COVID-19 coronavirus, it's whatever's next. I've said that in every video. If it's not this, it's whatever's next. I mean, who knows? Maybe next month the stomach flu that everyone gets every year. Maybe the stomach flu starts killing people. Maybe chicken pox starts killing people. Maybe our immune systems next year can't even handle pollen season. And you go outside and you breathe in some pollen and you start dying. This stuff's very real. It's very real. I'm Mirror Mask. Have a good one. Make sure to like, comment, share the video, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a good one. Mirror Mask out. As always, peace.